everyone, it's me again, your passive baller. We're talking about December 29 game date of the NBA. This is an interesting matchup. This is Chicago Bulls versus Washington Wizards. Um, what makes this interesting is that both teams haven't won yet. Both Chicago and Washington Wizards got the same record at 0-3. Again, 0-3. So at the end of this game, one team would go up with 1-3 and would celebrate their first win of the season, and the other one would continue their woes and would have a 0-4. So this is a huge game for both teams because you don't want your slump to continue, and as soon as possible you want to get a taste of that first win so that you can gain the confidence and you can move on to the next game and figure things out, figure good things that you guys can do all together. Okay, so let's talk about these two teams. Let's talk about Chicago. Chicago almost had their first win yesterday. That was 27. Am I right? Yeah, 27 game date. They were up against Golden State Warriors. Then they just lost by a point. And you heard me right, man. A point. And it was via buzzer beating shot. And what makes it more interesting is that it wasn't even Stephen Curry who made that freaking shot. So here, let me just check on something here real quick, because I want to check on the player stats and see. Although it's right from the get-go, we could tell as to who really are producing a lot from them. I just want to go to the specifics. So we can see here Zach LaVine is actually averaging 24 points a game, and he's being followed up by Lauri Markkanen at 20 points a game. So in terms of these two, you can't ask for more. They're even getting contributions for the rebounds as well. Combined, LaVine and Markkanen, they're actually getting around 11 rebounds a game for both. Not for both, but combined, LaVine and Markkanen. So that's not bad at all. I'm looking at Chicago Bulls, and it seems like they actually need production. I'm talking about offense from their bench. They're getting scoring from Kobe White with 13 points a game, Patrick Williams with 10 points, but Wendell Carter, who's actually their big, is getting 12 points, and Otto Porter is always an efficient guy at 12 points a game. But aside from those, basically that's it. Mokoka just averaging 2 points. Garrett Temple, I'm expecting more from him, so he needs playing time. He's actually getting 4 points a game, and basically that's it. Gafford's just getting 4. RC Diacono is only getting 5 points a game. That's not gonna make things right for Chicago, for me at least. Right? Zach LaVine and Markkanen, they're not yet on that level wherein they could carry a team without much help in terms of scoring. 20 points, 24 points, that's huge, but again, that's not enough. Now, if we would go to the other team, and I mentioned that's the Washington Wizards, the first thing that would pop into your head when you hear Washington Wizards, at least for this season, is Russell Westbrook. So 0 wins, 3 losses. What's going on? Let's look at the numbers before we make any feedback or before we make any judges, so to speak. This is crazy, man. Bradley Beal is averaging 33 points a game, and Russell Westbrook is averaging 18. So you see, if we would compare those two, I'm talking about Markkanen and who's that? LaVine versus the 1-2 punch of Washington Wizards. The average, they're averaging like 44 points, and these two, they're averaging 51. So that's a 7 point difference already. Not only that, they're being followed by Thomas Bryant, who's averaging 15 points a game. Bertans, who's having 10 points a game. Raul Neto is getting 11 points a game. And aside from that, basically they're experiencing the same thing with Chicago Bulls. The rest ain't that helping in terms of scoring. But I'm interested with this Denny Avdija. I'm not sure how to pronounce it right. This is their rookie guy who's averaging 7 points a game. I'm a bit more interested towards Washington because just like Chicago, they almost won their game. It's just that they lost it towards the end against this Orlando squad, who's actually showing well. I mean, Orlando is at 3-0 at this point. So I'm looking at the odds right now, and I'm looking at the spread. Let me review it once more before we give our feedback. It's Washington -4, and of course Chicago's getting +4. This one's a toss coin. Both teams at 0-3. Both teams desperate to get their first win, and this is their perfect opportunity to get that. But I'm picking and I'm siding with Washington Wizards because they got a different level of stars that they have in Beal and Westbrook. No disrespect to Zach LaVine and Mark Cannon. But not only that, they have this Thomas Bryant, who's actually being a beast inside. And I'm looking at Chicago, they might have a hard time stopping Bryant, especially after Bryant had a very wonderful game against Orlando Magic. Another basis of my decision why I picked Washington is that if we take a look, Washington is at 0-3. Two of those losses came from Orlando Magic, and look at Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic is 3-0. So they lost two games to a team who's actually doing really well, who's actually undefeated at this early on in the East. So those losses by Washington are good ones, so to speak, because for sure they learned a lot from that strong Orlando Magic squad. So again, you heard me right. If you're picking money line, pick Washington. But if you're interested in taking the minus, then you can go with Washington -4. I'm down with that, and I'm looking at Russell Westbrook winning his first game as a Wizard. All right, so just hang in there. Wait for the other uploads and for the other videos for the other games. Again, this is one of those games of the December 29 game day. Responsible gaming, everyone. Enjoy the game. Peace out. Pasay love.